For the day, we are going to talk about ellipse. Now, what are the information, the details, the parts of an ellipse? In an ellipse, we have four vertices, and we categorize it into two, the vertices and the co-vertices. We also have focus, two focus. We call it foci or foci. We have the center, which will serve as the HK in a given standard form equation. We have uh, the ABC of the of a triangle, and we're going to look for it for this given example. Now, let's have an example of an ellipse. Find the equation in standard form of an ellipse if the sum of whose distances from the indicated foci is 14, wherein F1 has its coordinates of -7, 3, and 3, 3. Now let us first locate the foci before we begin finding the other details, the other information to solve or to find the equation of an ellipse in standard form. Now, let's draw a rectangular coordinate system or Cartesian plane. Let's take F1 first. -7, 3. We have here 0. -7 is -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, -7. So and the rest is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. Y coordinate 3. 1, 2, 3. Y coordinates 1, 2, 3. We have here 3. So 1 and 2. So now we have the point, -7, 3 here. And we're going to call this F1. F1 and label it -7, 3. Then yung next one, the other focus, F2, that is 3, 3. So lalagay ko na 3, 3. Let's call this F2. F2 at 3, 3. Now, alam na natin na we have to focus. And pag may dalawang focus tayo, and we're going to connect it, the foci lies at the major axis. And between foci is the center. So bibilangin natin yung gitna. Magbibilang tayo para makita natin yung gitna ng foci. So let's start. Let's start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 divided by 2 is equals to 5. So the center is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right here. This will be the center with coordinates -2, 3. Now I'm going to draw a line, a horizontal line that intersects focus number 1, focus number 2, and the center. So again, ulitin ko, this will serve as the line of the major axis. Now, going back to the given problem, the sum of whose distances from the indicated foci is 14. Now, if I'm going to draw a line at the center that will serve as our minor axis, and this one will be our major axis. if it states there that 14 is the sum whose distances is a property of an ellipse, it means that from this point, let's say, let's call this minor distance or one of the co-vertices on top. If I'm going to connect to this point and connect to another focus, foci, these distances, the sum of this is equals to 14. So, therefore, this distance will be 7, and this distance will be equals to 7. And we know that the major axis is equals to 2a. And if 2a is equals to 14, we have a divided first by 2. A is equals to 7. So meaning our a is equals to 7. So nagdagdagan tayo ng information, and clearly we can see that the distance from focus to the center is the distance c. The distance from center to focus is the distance c. And the distance c is how many units away from the center? This is equals to 5. So, diba? This is equals to 10. We divide it by 2. We have 5. So c is equals to 5. So what we need to know is the value for the length of b. What will be the length of b? We know that using this triangle, this right triangle, we can find b using Pythagorean theorem, the formula. And in ellipse, we knew that the longest side or the hypotenuse, when we are going to use in the ellipse, we have a as the hypotenuse. So it means that a square is the longest, b square plus c square. And we're looking for b. So b square is equals to a square minus c square. And a square, a being 7, 7 square is equals to 49. Minus c being 5, we are going to square it, 5 square is equals to 25. So b square is equals to 49 minus 25, we have 24. And if we are looking for b, square root this one, square root this one, b is equals to the square root of 24. Now, we know that b is equals to 24 square root. Now, alam na natin yung a, alam na natin yung b, alam na natin yung center. We can now find the equation of an ellipse in standard form. So, let's draw first the ellipse. Since a is equals to 7, we have here the vertex from the center is 7. So, 7, 5 plus 2 will become negative 9. So, here's the b1, that is negative 9, d. So, ito yung ellipse na, kalahati. How about the other one? This one is 5. Since a is equals to 7, you have 5 plus 2. So, here's your b2, that is plus 2, 3, that is 5, 3. 2, and then connect the points. para makumpleto. So, this is the graph of an ellipse. Now, let's try to figure out the equation of this ellipse. Since the direction or our major axis is horizontal, parallel to the x-axis, we have an equation x minus h square over a square. So, di ba, nasaan yung a square? Nandun yung major axis. Pag nandun ang major axis, pag x is horizontal. And then yung minor axis nasa y term, nasa y-axis, parallel, over b square is equals to 1. Now let's substitute. Being c is the hk, we have hk, hk. And h is equals to negative 2. Pag negative 2 dito sa rectangular coordinate system, pagdating dito sa equation, we're going to change the sign. This will become positive at the equation. So then, x plus 2 square is equals to a square is 7 square. 7 square plus, and then y positive dito sa yung case dito sa Cartesian plane. Pagdating dito sa equation, negative. So, negative 3 square divided by, what is b? b is square root of 24 square is equals to 1. Finally, the equation of an ellipse in standard form is x plus 2 square divided by 49 plus y minus 3 square divided by cancel square root square 24 is equals to 1. So now we have the equation of an ellipse with given information, details, points, coordinates.